Good morning, everyone. It's 10 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Hopefully, a few more residents will roll in, but I want to honor your time. I know everybody has jam-packed things to do, and we certainly want everybody to have the chance to get outside on this beautiful sunny Friday. So welcome to our final Friday in February. The month went by so fast, it's like a blink. But the good thing is we are inching towards spring. So today, we've got a lot of information to share today. Our agenda is jam-packed, so I don't want to have a long introduction. We have really great things to hear and learn about, as you can see with our agenda. Our format today will be a little different, just giving the amount of information. We want people to have the opportunity to ask questions after each speaker. We're going to ask 2 to 3 questions. If something is really getting in depth, we'll ask at the end or follow up right after the fireside chat. But we want people to have a chance to ask the speaker as they are here. So that we'll do that in real time. I want to open up this fireside chat affirming a few things. The staff members of Horizon House, we have decided to really dig into our values this year. We're committed to them. And after talking with many residents, there are 2 values that we need to focus on with residents. One is caring and the other is trust. We know that this is a difficult time for many residents because there's so much unknown with the expansion. And that's a part of it. It's the type of work where you can't know everything. And so again, we're sharing things in real time, but it never feels like enough. And I'm sure for many, it often feels pretty vague. And that is the nature of the work. But we do need to show care. We need to make sure that we are empathetic and understanding that this is happening in your home. It's happening where you're, having activities and all kinds of fun things in life. So we want to exercise care as we're doing this work. And we want to commit to you that that's what we'll do. The other Horizon House value that we want to lift up with residents is trust. I've had lots of residents talk to me about trust. And so we need to earn your trust back. And we want to do that in a variety of ways. One is we want to do whatever we say we're going to do, we're going to do. We want to be transparent with you. And if we disagree, if there are things that we just can't come to agreement on, we still want to make sure that we're listening. And we also want to be straightforward with any answers we have. If there's something that is just not possible, we want to be straightforward. Because again, while we may not, be able to satisfy everyone, what we can do is be straightforward and honest about it. So we are going to be working to rebuild trust with residents. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm next up on the agenda. So I'm going to roll right into the West Tower updates. Now, as you know, we've had lots of different updates. This is just really making sure that we're keeping it out front and center. We do have some new renderings. While I'm not going to go through them, I just want you to start to see how things are shaping up and filling out in terms of our renderings. Many of them were a little bit more rough sketches, and now we're getting, to have a better, clear idea of what our campus will look like. So there are a few things I want to just talk about. I want to make sure that everybody's pretty clear with the timeline. I've heard some people are thinking that we're going to get started this year or even next year, but there will be no construction until early 2026. So I want to make sure that people are clear with it. We still have quite a few hurdles to cross. And one of them really is being able to get about 140 prospective residents to put down 10%. We have to have 10% of the reservation deposits before we can go to construction. And we start that reservation deposit phase in early April. And that's going to last about 18 months. That's where people are going to put down their 10%. And we really have already kicked that off with our West Wing residents. Our West Wing residents had the first choices. And we talked to West Wing residents who were interested in moving, And I think we have three so far that have put down their 10% deposit. So we're very excited about that it's kicked off. The other thing I want to make sure people are, really understand about the West Tower, that again, the West Tower is going to be connected to the existing campus, not, on the first level, but also at the B levels. So there'll be several pathways for West Tower residents to get to the main campus, and that we are going to have an integrated campus. It's not going to be some separate entity. This is really an expansion of Horizon House. And so now here comes my shameless plug. We want to make sure that we have residents who, share our spirit, who want to contribute to the community and sign up and lead committees and create even new committees. And so much of that starts with you. Horizon House has always grown based on resident referrals. So we are asking you, if you meet some wonderful people, share with them, especially people who say, I'm not ready yet. Well, we're not ready yet either because the building's not built, but just ask people, make sure we're sharing it. People move in here because their friends live here. And so we want more of your friends to come. So I'm going to leave it at that with the West Tower. That's really the most important thing. We're going to reservation deposits. You will see people coming on campus where they will be meeting with the sales team one-on-one to actually select their unit and put down the deposit. We were a little delayed, just briefly about a month. We had a bit of issue with the windows. We want to make sure that we are honoring the Seattle Energy Code. And initially, the window renderings, they just didn't have the kind of wow appeal that our North Tower and Central and East Tower have in terms of the windows. So we asked Methune to go back and, do a better job. So people, if we're going to have a 33-story tower, we want people to be able to look out. And so part of it was making sure that we had window systems and window placement that would encourage people and look great and be able to match our competitors. And so they were able to do that. The 30 days was worth it to get a product that we will actually be able to sell. All right, I am going to now turn it over to Anoop to do the staff introductions.
Good morning. My name's Anoop Kayla. I'm the Human Resources Manager here at Horizon. Oh, louder and podium. There you go. Good morning. My name's Anoop Kayla. I'm the Human Resources Manager here at Horizon House, and I have the honor and pleasure of introducing two new people to our team here at Horizon House as our family. We have Paulette Price is our HR consultant in the back, and she joined our Human Resources team to help us out during our transition for a department. Welcome, Paulette. And Tom Sanger is joining us on the sales team, and he's a consultant with SAG, and Tom comes from North Carolina, and he's visiting us from here. So thank you, and welcome to those. Oh, he's over there in that corner. I was looking in the wrong corner. So say hi to Tom, and he'll be around and introducing himself too. And Aiden is our new reception supervisor, and he is been a great addition to our team. He will also be helping with our front desk situations there. So welcome to all of our new team members here at Horizon House family. We're glad to have you. Thank you. And next up is
Solutions Advisors Group. They are the organization that's helping us with the sales of the West Tower.
Next up is Andrew Harris, Director of Sales.
Good morning, everybody. So, thank you, Anoop. And SAG, again, Solutions Advisors Group. It's an organization that's helping us with the expansion. And so Tom is an extension of me. If you can't ever get information and you need it regarding the West Tower, he is someone else that is a great asset for everybody to utilize. I'm not Valerie, so I'm going to do my best. I know she's got a rhythm down, and I don't quite have that, so bear with me. First, I would like to welcome Don Morgan to Horizon House. Don, are you here today? There he is. Welcome, Don. I don't know a lot about Don, so I look forward to learning more. But I do know that he raised his family, including 2 children, right here in Capitol Hill, and is a graduate of the University of Denver. Don enjoys, this is exciting for me, dancing with the Northwest Dance Network and a member of the Unitarian Church, and is also a respected Vietnam veteran. Welcome to Horizon House, Don. My good friend Joanne is not here today. She is in Palm Springs for, I think, 3 weeks. But Joanne joins us as a graduate of Michigan University. She has 2 children in the greater Seattle area, and she has worked a lifetime in cybersecurity, 25 plus years. She is currently still involved with Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound and sits on the board of Neurological Vocational Services at Harborview Hospital, and is a member of the Bellevue Rotary Club. And in her free time, she does enjoy travel and global sustainability. There's people in here that like that, so maybe connect with Joanne. That is what I have for new residents joining us today. Are there any questions for sales? I like that. Andrew, you're up.
Basically, I think we're the same. It's just Andrew to Andrew. One is just the better dressed Andrew. That one, but it's that, obviously. Okay, I'll try to be quick. So, a couple updates. Some of these you've probably already heard from our last Fireside chat, which felt like it was last week. So I want to start with the fitness assessments. Remember, fitness assessments are next Thursday, the 29th, the final day of the month, Leap Day. Right now, we still have openings. Before I came up here and looked, we still have some openings between 12 to 2:45. Other than that, even if you can't make it to any, like if one of the times you want to come to is already filled, please just show up. Ideally, we'd have 400 people. Every single person here would show up. That's a lot. It'd be a pretty crazy day, but the fitness assessments gives us so much great data on how the wellness team can help you achieve your wellness goals. So again, everybody, please come. If you can't make it on Thursday, you can reach out to any one of the wellness team members to set up a personal one-on-one assessment, okay? The next thing I have is the fall risk survey. If you remembered, again, we did it last year with the occupational therapy students from UW. We want to do it again this year. We don't have the exact date yet, just know it will be in March, and it's going to be kind of following. May is when we did it last year, May of 23. Yes. So again, it'll be coming out in March, and it's really, we're following it right up after the fitness assessments, because again, it gives us a lot of great data for both you and us to know how the wellness team can best serve you. Other thing are some of the new classes. We have actual dates for some of them now. If you want to do the Tai Chi Quan, which I've had a couple people ask us about, Brian will be doing it right in April. So if you want to reach out to either me, Brian, or Deborah, Brian's taking names right now. He can usually fit up to 16. It gets a little tight in that room. So if you really want to, and I think it's a great course, it's great for your balance. So if you want to, please reach out to one of the 3 of us to get on that list. And again, that's going to start in April. We also have Deborah's Bold and Strong, which I think there's only 1 spot open, if that. She's gotten a lot of turnout for that. So if you have it and you want to, reach out to her to see if there's still that 1 spot. There's also the balance class, which is full. We're going to go through our first session of it starting the second week of March. But after that first session, I'm going to open it up to a big full class that anybody can show up at any point. This first time is just to really see where we can improve in the class. So the people that are in it with me, we get to go through a little test together. And then the final one is Deborah's Joy, Happiness, and Way of Being. This is a mix of mental well-being and physical well-being, and that's going to come later in the spring. So stay tuned for more announcements around that. One other thing I wanted to at least gauge with you guys is a swim stroke clinic. Donna offered to have some swim stroke teaching clinics. If this is something that, if you're interested, we want to gauge the interest first. If you're interested, downstairs right now on the big table where you can sign up for the pool, you can just say, hey, I'm interested. Maybe I do want to learn how to do the butterfly stroke. I would probably choke on all the water, or do the backstroke or whatever that may be. It's great for overall fitness as well, but it's something Donna has offered, and we just really want to see if it's something that you guys would want. If not, that's okay. If so, please sign up. And again, that's downstairs right now to sign up. And then the final thing I want to talk about is our personal training agreement. This is new. This has been birthed because we saw some loopholes, some little legal things that could become problems without having a deep down explanation of what we can do as personal trainers. There are a couple things we can't do, like do physical therapy, massage therapy, not that you think we would. There's something we can't do, walk training, we can't help in transferring people. So there's some very important legal things that we cannot do as personal trainers, and it was important that when we go to start doing personal training with anybody here, which again is a free service, that both us and you know exactly what to expect from us. So that's starting in April. I want to give it at least a month for you guys to really understand what it is. But again, if you don't even remember that we have personal training is a free service to you. We're going to have about 2 rounds of 15 sessions. Personal training is one-on-one work for about 30 minutes with one of the 3 trainers, Deborah, Brian, or I. And we really get to the specifics of what you need. So again, this new agreement will help us be more safe, you guys be more safe, and help us come to a better understanding of what your personal goals are and our personal goals, along with tracking your progress as we go through it. So if you do want to sign up for personal training, you can reach out to any one of the 3 of us and we can talk about what may be best for you. The only other final thing I have before I move on, it was something that's just come up the last couple days, was around the pool. I just wanted to go over a couple quick pool policies just so that we kind of remember. We had about 10, 15 people that got into the pool, I think it was about 2-3 days ago. And so I just wanted to kind of remind everybody of just some of the quick, easy rules and policies. So first, you guys are more than welcome to have guests and family members in the pool. The only thing that I really ask of is to make sure you talk with us and sign any necessary documentation before they come into the pool. It's important that from a legal standpoint and a safety standpoint that we get that documentation signed before any residents, family, and guests come into the pool. Along with that, it's important that the resident is with their company when they're at the pool. The only other thing I will say on it, just because it is easy to forget, the pool is open from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m., with the caveat that from 6 a.m. till 3:30 p.m., it's sign-up based only. That means 2 different people can sign up for lane swimming and working out. That's very important. After that 3:30 time period, it's open swim. Anybody can show up at any time. Of course, there is a pool max, but other than that, you can show up at any time, okay? That's really all I have for you guys. Are there any questions? I like that too. Good. Okay, up next is Brittany Hallett. Thank you, guys.
Good morning, everybody. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. So I'm Brittany. I'm the Director of Assisted Living, and I've got 2 different updates for you. The first is we're going to do a quick update on the Community Health Task Force and what we've been talking about there. And then I will give you an update on the Assisted Living Master Planning and renovations that are be taking place starting next month. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but across the street at Kindred, which is that way, okay, that way, thanks. very directionally challenged. So they have an outbreak of Candida auris, which is a very nasty fungal infection. And it's the first outbreak in Washington state. And there was a concern that was brought forth by a resident about how we have some shared elevators and some access points with some Kindred staff down in the garage. We have a shared garage. And, making sure that we're keeping our community safe in what we're doing. And so we talked to the King County Department of Health and talked to Kindred, which is this way. And just to make sure, is there anything that we could be doing here? Do we need to be aware of anything to make sure that we're safe? And so wanted to give you a little bit of a background here. So Candida auris, or C. auris, is a fungal infection, and it causes some really difficult to control outbreaks. It's very resistant to treatment, which is why it's such a big problem right now, and it can cause death. And so it's really important that we're having appropriate infection control practices everywhere in the world. I mean, just add it on to all the other stuff that's going around. The biggest risk factors is for people who are on things like mechanical ventilators and have other tubes, so like catheters or G tubes or other like IVs, those people are at the highest risk because they already have an open portal of entry on their body to allow for potential infection to get into their body. And so we just wanted to make sure that people are aware of kind of where that risk is at. It's very low risk for healthy people, very low risk. So that's kind of one of those things that's important. Over at Kindred, they are a long-term care hospital, and so they have many vent trach patients there that they treat, and so it's very common because they're very high risk over there. Okay, let's see here. So, as we mentioned, it can cause some serious infections. It can actually lead to a blood infection, and so that's where it can cause the death. It is resistant to the medications. It is becoming more common, and it's difficult to identify. It doesn't have any one, significant, this is the sign and symptom that you need to be aware of, and this is the thing that's going to call your attention to it. And so that's another thing that makes it challenging. And also, even with the testing that the hospitals are doing, they have to make sure that they are testing for Candida auris. It's not something that's normally picked up, so it's not something that's normally tested for. And so it is a higher risk in hospitals and in nursing homes. So with Candida auris, just like with a lot of other infections, people can become colonized with it, meaning that it is something that they carry in their body, but it does not cause them symptoms. So, people can be colonized with, if you guys have heard of MRSA, lots of people can be colonized with MRSA, and it doesn't cause any issues for us. But then somebody who maybe has a skin condition where they're having an opening, then that can cause a MRSA infection. And so that's where that causes, or that risk is at. So with the people who are colonized can carry it around. It does not have any impact on them. But it's when they get the virus uploaded, it's not uploaded, but like where the viral load increases so much so that then it becomes an issue that it can cause symptoms. So about 1 in 10 people with the C. auris colonization do develop a infection. And so what can we do here? What can we do to keep our community safe? And so this is, again, in talking with King County Public Health, and they were very grateful that we reached out to them. So making sure that we know how germs are spread. So if you touch something, it fits on there. I'm touching this that many other people are touching. I'm getting this on my hands now, and then I'm going to go and open a door, right? And then you go and open the door. And so that's those possible ways that the infection germs can spread. And so just being aware of it, and wash your hands. I cannot stress enough, hand hygiene, hand hygiene, hand hygiene. This is the number one thing that we can all be doing. Both the soap and water and also hand sanitizer are appropriate protection for the C. auris. So what we made sure is we worked with environmental services, and there is at that shared elevator that we have with for the garage for the Kindred staff, we made sure that there is hand sanitizing equipment down there. So, and then also we worked with them on the appropriate cleaning products. And so there's specific products that are approved to kill Candida auris. And so environmental services, we actually got quite lucky that we're already using those products in our facility. And so we didn't have to go out and buy anything. And so the environmental service team is aware, and they're doing, the extra cleaning that's required, and then making sure that the hand sanitization stations are kept stocked. GH, it's the west. The west. Okay, West Wing, yeah. But it's the west. It's the West Wing one. I know that's where there's some. I don't know if there's other shared ones, but that's what I'm aware of. Yeah.
Rather than burden Horizon House with this anxiety and responsibility, that we limit our parking facilities to our own employees exclusively.
Her question was, because she didn't have a microphone, was should we limit parking only to our campus folks? And we do have Kindred parking here, and we do have Virginia Mason parking here, and we have the space for them, and it generates revenue for us. And I think as Brittany described, they come through one door and into our elevators, and EVS is sanitizing and cleaning that area for us, and that is the situation that we have now.
Brian, I've encountered non-people entering the Terry Street garage without permission, and this has happened before. And it's not, we don't need to patrol it, but I've had people who are moving through our building in an unauthorized way.
So we may have unwanted persons coming in Terry Garage. None of the Kindred staff would be coming in Terry Garage. Their keys don't open those doors. And so if they come in there, then certainly let us know, and we'll escort them out, and we'll tell them that that's not their entrance. We have keys that only work on certain doors for those individuals.
But again, there is hand sanitizing stations outside of every elevator. And so that is what you can do to protect yourself is you get off an elevator, go find the closest hand sanitizer and wash your hands, provide that hand hygiene. That's the right. But if you're going up to someone's floor, then there's sinks, there's bathrooms, there's, you are able to carry the little personal ones as well. And quite honestly, you guys, with everything that's going on in the world, that's what we should all be doing. That's my 2 cents. So that's the problem is that it can be infections. There's an ear infection. It could be a bloodstream infection. And so they're so general. There's nothing specific about it. So it's not something that it's easy to pick up because of that.
Tubes entering the body and so forth. Tubes. How about CPAP machines?
No. It's actually like where there's I'll say like a hole in the body or some opening that is allowing something to come in through. But your respiratory tract, your GI tract, that we normal holes that we all have, that does have some protection built in. But it's when it's the more sensitive areas or that doesn't have the protection, like our skin being the protection. So. Okay, I'm going to go on here. just because I got time limit and I don't know where I'm at with it. So I just wanted to really quickly give you an update on our assisted living. We are making some really great changes. I'm super excited about them. The renovations start next month and the 11th. And we've actually started some facelift up in assisted living with the central living room. So if you haven't been up on 3 Central, it looks fabulous. We're really excited about that. Not quite done yet, but we're going to start moving some furniture back and get our other areas fixed up there. But I really wanted to kind of pose the question to our staff, to you guys, to the residents, to the families of people about what makes a life worth living and what can we be doing here at Horizon House in assisted living to honor that and to try to have that be something that we're able to provide for the residents who are with us. So we believe, everyone has a different answer for what makes a life worth living, but we believe that it comes with connection and engagement, choice, and love. And so we want to have a space for elders to have meaningful connections with their peers, families, friends, and the care team. A dedicated and trained care team that meets all aspects of an elder's well-being, and that can be through with participation and engagement, which we're really big on, and a care team that knows and honors a person's choices and preferences so that each individual feels respected, valued, and loved. And so that is kind of what we're going towards, what our goal is in assisted living, and we are now creating the environment to make that happen. So in the new assisted living, we are having second floor and third floor changes. On the second floor and third floor, the whole dining room is going to close down. The servery is going to close down, and our private dining room is closing down for roughly 4 months. And they're going to get a whole new refresh. And then on the second floor only, we're adding some amenity spaces. And so I'm going to I'm not sure where Beth is to show me where I'm doing with time. Okay. So this is the second floor. I think that's the pointer. Maybe? Yep, there we go. Okay. So second floor, this is what a rendering would look like of the second floor as you're standing in the dining room here and you're looking into our private dining room. Currently, it is a closed off room, and we're going to open it up on the second floor. We want it to be a very flexible space, and so there's going to be a planter, you know what? This planter here is going to be on casters, and so it'll be movable. Also, this art here is actually going to be a television, and so it's designed to make the space look aesthetically nice but still have the flexibility that we need to have residents in different places, to be able to really brighten and open up the space and to use it for large gatherings when we need to. On the third floor, recognizing that we have some different resident needs, we will have a sliding closed door that can open up and allow that flexibility, but also allows it to stay closed and people can have private dining, meetings, and things like that. This is a current picture of our second floor dining room, and that is a rendering of, again, what it's going to kind of open up and look like. And so you can just see, like, they're going to add in acoustic tiles to help with sound, add in some lighting that can do dimming, so that way we can kind of create an atmosphere of what we want depending upon what the experience that we're looking for is, getting new tables and chairs, and making sure that we've got space for residents to be able to navigate around other residents and the tables who need assistive devices and wheelchairs. So we're really kind of trying to broaden up that space. Our current kitchenette is going away, and they're going to create some new wall space there for dining, and they're adding in some windows to really, again, allow for some more visibility and to brighten up that space. This is on both floors. Then that kitchenette is going to kind of flip around. If you can imagine here with me for just a second, there's a corner right here. This is on the back side of that corner. So this is a wall back here, just kind of flip it. And we're really excited because we've been working with the Sustainability Committee about how we're doing waste management in assisted living. And we currently do not have compost in assisted living. And so with the new design, we'll be having compost, recycling. Nope. What is it? It's not trash. Landfill, that's the one. Thank you. I was going to get there. Thank you for the help. So that's really exciting. Now I'm going to show you guys really quickly these we don't have it in there. I'm sorry. I have some pictures of some haul trays, haul carts and things that just clutter up the area. They don't have a home right now, and we're really excited because now back in this back servery space, they'll have a home. They won't be out on the floor. And so again, it just makes everything look nicer and feel like it's intentional. So we're excited about this. We're increasing the numbers of the space in general everywhere. And so we currently have what you'd say like two spaces, the dining room / living room and our private dining room. And we're going to be adding a living room and activity room on the second floor as well. So you guys can see here that almost all of these spaces are getting an increase in square footage. We are going to get rid of this TV area that's kind of in the dining area, but adding on a living room and activity room. So one of the benefits of this is that we're going to be doing, there'll be more space for residents to walk around for that mobility, which I'm sure that Andrew's team will just love and get, motion and get some good exercise and develop that well-being there. This is on the second floor. This is going to be the new living room. It's meant to be a place that's a little bit more low stimulus, has some bookshelves, again, the wall art that's a TV, made for games, small group activities, and things like that. And then we have a brand new activity room also on the second floor. It's currently going to go where the memory support living room is. And this space is going to be designed for specific activities, small group activities, but all of the casework and everything will have activities around that people are able to just grab, and they'll be available without having having to ask for staff for things. It's meant that anyone is able to just jump in and do something with somebody. So whether that's games or art, we'll have lots of different options. So this is the final plan on the second floor, where I'm going to do a little walking thing here. These are the northwest elevators. It's kind of the main elevators in assisted living. And up here is where the dining room is going to be. And so we're expanding this whole area. The servery is being expanded. That private dining room area is going to be changed. Then as you come down the hall, this is currently memory support. We closed memory support in December, if you recall. So now there's going to be a new entryway here into the activity space. There's a window here that will look out into the hallway and out into this courtyard here. And then as you continue down, these are currently the second floor administrative offices. So like my office is right here. They're going to be gutting this whole area. This is the new family room. We're going to be opening up all of these, the East Tower rooms here on the second floor, putting in a new nurses station so that there's staffing down here and some new storage space and everything. So we're really excited. This is all going to be, this part is phase 2, which will be coming after July, but these things here will be in phase 1 that starts next month. Any questions? I do want to just let you guys know we did have a recording, and so I'm going to see if Joan is able to maybe upload it to HH Connect, where I go into the broader detail that was tried to quick and dirty. Okay, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you, Brittany. It is up in assisted living. Brittany and Lori and the team up there have been working really hard on this, and they are so excited for the changes because of our core value that Erica talks about of caring. They care for our residents up there, and this is an enhancement for the residents in that space, and it's really exciting. And for those of you that volunteer up there, it's very exciting for you when you go and help, and especially for the staff. So it's very exciting, and I'm so glad that she was able to share that with us today. So a couple of updates coming up is those that have been here annually. Barbara and Brian Navarre do environmental safety inspections in all of the resident apartments. And so that's coming up in April. So there'll be some more information shared. We do that to be able to come into the apartment to see if there's something that maybe we as staff see that you may not see that could be making your space more safe for you, to get input from you if there's some work orders that we need to take care of, and to help you in that space. And so Barbara will be sharing more of that in March, but she anticipates getting that going for you in April, and there'll be some more information shared. And those of you that have been here can recall that we do that every year for your safety. Back last year, I had the Employee Safety Committee. We did the safety fair, and I put out a sign up for emergency water. And shame on me, that kind of fell off my radar. And I didn't place the order yet. Shame on Brian, so I'm being transparent. However, I put a clipboard out in the mailroom because we didn't think that all residents saw the opportunity to order emergency water. And so previously, when we had provided this option for residents, it was a 5-year shelf life. Now it's a 10-year shelf life. And as a reminder, if there is a huge event where our water in our building is needing to be shut off for safety, we do have water. And we do have some of these cases of water, but our first obligation is to assisted living. And thus, we suggest that all independent living residents consider having supplies of certain things that are in the back of the resident directory. And emergency water is one that we set up for you to be able to buy. And so we'll have that clipboard out there until March 15th, and then we'll place the order. And when the water gets here, we'll deliver it. And those can be set up as a coming right off your statement so that you don't have to come with a check or cash. We'll make it as easy as we can for you. And the suggestion is 1 gallon of water per person per day. And each one of these cases is about 3 gallons. Barbara Ray has a question. And she's coming with a microphone so everyone can hear your excellent question.
The last time you sold us these packages of water, how long are they good for?
That's a great question that I was going to mention is
Good.
on the case itself, it'll have a date stamped on it. And so you would have to go and look because we've done it a couple of times. And if the date is expired, it doesn't necessarily mean the water is going to make you ill. It may just not taste as optimal as it had. So you can retain it for a year or two if you wish. Some residents use it to water their plants, or they just let us know and we'll remove it from you and we'll take it and dispose of it, or go and water the hydrangeas outside if need be. So that may have answered Carol's question as well. So those will be available, and we'll get an order placed to get some more emergency water here for folks. The other thing that I've been talking about, and I was mentioning how Brittany is excited. There's a number of staff that are excited for our access control project. This is something that we've been working on for quite some time, and we'll be replacing the software for our surveillance for all of our cameras. We have 50 cameras, and for the locks that we have in the campus. So we'll be replacing every lock in the building. And we anticipate, actually, I got the draft schedule yesterday. That'll be starting actually in March. We'll start doing the cabling, and in April will be when the first locks happen. We'll do staff spaces first, then we'll transition to apartments, and then we'll be doing the exterior perimeter doors last. It is a huge project that impacts every one of us, every staff, every resident, because you have a door to your apartment where we're swapping out that lock. I will go into more detail next Friday, March 1st at 3 o'clock. You're invited to come in here to hear about the system. I'll show what the locks will look like, talk about what the keys will look like, and the schedule that we have thus far, and what you can expect during implementation. What was wonderful is I had maybe 10 or 12 residents that I spoke to about this project, to listen to them, to understand their thoughts and ideas as we're rolling out this project, which is invaluable for us as staff. When we do these large projects, it's important for us to listen to residents. So we've done that. And next Friday, it's an opportunity for you to ask some questions of the project as well. And Emily will have that reminder in the alert for everybody so that if you choose to want to come and hear about the project. With that, if there's any questions, we'll turn it over. We have a question back there. Thank you, Beth.
This is a K4 frustration question. Within the last month, when I try to use the app on my phone, I'm required to insert my email and a password which I don't have committed to memory. And so if I'm away, as I am right now, I can't access K4. Why can't we just have it done once and be able to access the information?
That's an excellent question that I don't know the answer to. I apologize. However, I will have somebody who has that information get back to you. I am not intimately involved with K4 enough to support your question. I apologize. With that, if there aren't any other questions, I apologize. I don't know the answer. Our best pal from food and beverage and dining is going to come up here and talk to us about something delicious, I'm sure.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, of course. Thank you, everyone. All right, well, we've been busy in food services the last couple months. I want to share some of past events we've been doing, starting with our Eat Smart buffet featuring Sardinia. We've been kind of going down this course for the last year, doing the blue zones around the world, and this was our latest version of that. So we have our nice display there. Oliver was out that week, so I thank the help from the environmental committee on the display, and I thought it was fantastic. And we have a nice picture there of Jessica and Nancy giving their presentation before the event. But it was a great event, well received, good attendance on that, and it was a lot of fun. Then we had the Super Bowl, and I think we're all on different sides. I was pulling for those San Francisco 49ers to beat those Chiefs because I'm from Denver, you know, that's my big rivalry, and they've won it enough. But, you know, it was a great game, but we had a nice watch party in here. We had some hot dogs, chips and dip. We had our bars set up, and we had good attendance on that. We had about 65 people come and enjoy the game that day. I know there were a few issues with the audio and the TV and everything, so we'll work through that as we continue to put on some more watch events for other sporting events moving forward. Then it was Valentine's Day. We had a really nice night. You see Oliver's beautiful display that popped up the night before, so we had some good photo op opportunities there. We had steak and lobster available that night, which was really well received. Got a lot of good compliments about that, and a nice chocolate molten lava cake. So it was a fun night, and it was a good event. Then the next night, moving right along, it was the week of the Lunar New Year, and so we put on a Vietnamese buffet. Several of our cooks in the back of the house are Vietnamese, and so we wanted to honor, you know, their food and their culture. They cook different types of food all the time. Italian one night, Mexican the other night, and so it was really great that they were able to present their cuisine. You see the picture in the middle with Oliver. That's Nat on his right and Trang on his left, and those are two of our best cooks in the back. And we brought them out around the dining room, got to meet a lot of the residents that night, and it was a really fun event. So thank you for that. Upcoming events, what we got going on. So this Sunday is going to be our next brunch buffet. And moving forward, these brunch buffets will be on the last Sunday of every month to kind of add some consistency to that. So menus in the menu packet from last week. So check that out, and hopefully we see a lot of you on Sunday. We also have our next culinary ventures on Tuesday, February 27th at 3 p.m. Chef Steve and Jessica will be demoing Cape Cod cookies. So come down to the dining room and check that out. On Thursday, it is Leap Day. So we decided for our theme buffet this week, we're going to do a leap around the world. So look for the menu this week in that. We're going to feature different cuisines from around the world. Hopefully that's a fun night. St. Patrick's Day is coming up in March, so we'll be doing a nice buffet for that. And the end of the month is Easter brunch. So last Sunday in March is Easter. We'll be putting on a nice brunch buffet. So look for more information on that. We'll have the menu out shortly, and we'll do some reservation sign up for that. Catering. So upstairs in the Sky Lounge, all the equipment's in place now. So we are finally ready to put on some really great events up there. First one's coming up. We're doing a winemaker dinner on March 14th. It's fully booked for that, so we're excited to put that event on. We're going to learn a lot from that event and continue those events up there. So connect with Oliver if you want to have a nice event up in Skyline. We got all the equipment, and we'll have a good event up there for you. We also have, we're really excited, we've been working on a new catering menu, and we're going to launch that out to you guys next week, March 1st. And so take a look at that, and then we can have some nice events in the future for you. And then lastly, we've recently brought back the comment cards. We've had a lot of requests for those in the past, so we brought those back. We have them at the host stand. We'll put them in the mail room. We have a box at the host stand to return them in. So please, grab one of those, fill it out. We want to hear from you. Tell us how we're doing. Give us suggestions. Helps us identify trends. A lot of times we might get a one-off. Well, the vegetables are overcooked, or someone else says the vegetables are cooked too much. So we look for trends on that, and we really want to help identify what we can do to make things better here at Horizon House. And also Open Table is another outlet for comments. For those of you that do use Open Table, when you make a reservation, there is an opportunity after your reservation to go back there and go back into that website and make some comments for us. So we definitely look at those and respond to those as well. So we really appreciate all feedback is good. It helps us improve our services. So thank you very much. Any questions? Yes, Nancy.
The buffet last night was excellent.
You're welcome. Yeah, I didn't mention we had the Mexican themed buffet last night. I haven't told Chef Steve, but I left a little early, took some of the food home with me, and I thought it was fantastic. So it was a great night as well. So we'll continue doing these theme buffets. They've been very popular, and we're excited to do them. So thank you. I'll get with Steve about that.
Hi, is there anything we can do to help you with staffing?
I don't think so. We're actually in a really good spot staffing now. Server-wise, we're pretty much fully staffed on that end. So we have several new servers that we've brought in the last couple months, and they're kind of getting their legs into them and doing a good job. And we have a cook and maybe a dishwasher we still need to get hired, but other than that, we're doing pretty good. But I appreciate that, Ms. Red. Oh yeah, and Lori wanted me to mention as well, we recently, 2 days ago, had a person from a CPR training class come in, and we did some Heimlich training with the staff. We've had a couple instances in the last couple months in the dining room that, when I was there, and I think I responded adequately with that. The other time, the staff wasn't too sure what to do, so we brought someone in, did some training. I'm now certified to train new staff as they come in on how to do the Heimlich and things like that. So we're feeling really good about that moving forward in the dining room. So, all right. Well, thank you. And next up is Erica, our CEO. Thank you.
Lots of fun things coming up. Okay, I am going to close us out with some bright spots. I did mention it at the Residents Council meeting, but I want to make sure that everybody gets to hear. We do have a new board president. We had a wonderful board president for the last couple of years, Mike Meekum, and the way that Horizon House, they have a cycle where the vice president typically will serve 2 years, kind of co-leading with the president so that they're ready to step into the new role. And so Alex has been the vice president. As of January, she's the new board president. So I want to make sure that people know a little bit about her. One of the things I heard people say is, we want to hear how these board members are qualified to lead our organization. And so, Alex, she works at YouTube currently, where she is a leader in the marketing area, but she's also worked at Google and Amazon, Amazon and Microsoft. She has expertise in marketing, digital marketing. She has typically led global teams. So that's her background. She got an undergrad degree from Harvard, and her MBA came from Columbia, and then she was able to get some certification in IT, in the IT realm at the University of Washington. And prior to her work in tech, she actually operated refugee camps for Africa in East Africa for the United Nations High Commission on Refugees. We know a lot of people here have spent time overseas. It's a great opportunity to ask Alex about her early career. She is planning on continuing what Mike Meekum did in terms of the presence at Horizon House, having meals with residents, getting to know you better. She's already started that work by doing tech cafes on the weekend with her son. She plans to continue that as well. So in terms of the West Tower move options, there will be a meeting for residents who are genuinely interested. And by genuinely interested, meaning you really want to move to the West Tower. You know, you're not just kind of thinking about it. We'll have plenty of opportunity for people to think about it. There'll be opportunities, but for people who want to really put some money down, thinking about moving, want to be able to select early your space, there's going to be a meeting on the February 28th at 3. So Beth is taking RSVPs today by 4 p.m. So if you want to be a part of that, please let Beth know. There's also going to be another meeting on March 20th. I know I've mentioned this several times, but it bears mentioning. Our financial development advisors, Sawgrass, they're going to be here on Wednesday, March 20th at 3 p.m. For people who really want to understand, this West Tower, what the financial model looks like, how it's going to benefit Horizon House in the future. Sawgrass will be here. It's going to be a smaller group, 40 so people that'll be able to ask as many questions as you want to and be able to walk through that model pretty slowly so that people get a really good sense of what it's going to take to get to financing and what it will look like afterwards. So if you are interested in that, that is also an RSVP event. So please let Beth know by Friday, March 15th.
Erica, we also want to say if people have specific questions to submit by next Friday to give Sawgrass enough time to build their presentation to properly answer your question.
Thank you, Beth. Absolutely. They want to tailor the presentation to you and what you want to know. All right, we have some phenomenal bright spots. I hope everybody's had a chance to enjoy the Black History Month display. Only a few, really, just one more week and we'll be into Women's History Month. So if you haven't had a chance to really take some time in reading about Black History Month, please go do so. I also want to, just highlight the Seattle Opera is showing Malcolm X the Opera right now through the beginning of March. I've heard phenomenal things about it. I'm actually going on the 7th. But I wanted to lift that up as well as a way to, continue celebrating Black History Month and learn more about Malcolm X. We had a great Valentine's Day lighting painting. If you've not had a chance, I know that I believe there's some things online too, so that you can see it. But, Brian, Deborah, who else was involved, Andrew? Mark took the pictures. So shout out to our talented team at Horizon House. This was awesome. People had an opportunity to send these greetings to their family members and have a lot of fun. We also celebrated Mardi Gras. So we had our Fat Tuesday celebrations. And then just the other day, we had a wonderful bright spot. As many of you know, Horizon House was nominated for a GSBA Impact Award for Nonprofit of the Year. We came in second place. Andrew was there to represent us, and it was just such a great honor to have our name lifted up, and make sure people really know that we are an inclusive environment. Greater Seattle Business Association. You're welcome. Thank you. All right, so we don't have a lot of time left, but if anybody has any Q&A, if you have any questions, we'll answer them here and be able to continue dialoguing in the Fireside Lounge. But I'll open it up for questions. Well, unlike everybody else, I'm a little sad nobody has questions, but our next Fireside Chat is on March 29th. Thank you and enjoy your weekend.